everyone. Welcome to Cheney Stadium here in the foothills of the Mount Rainier Valley. It is time to restart the USL season again as the campaign went on pause for 129 days away from Cheney Stadium, and we are finally back welcoming the USL Championship with open arms. I'm Peyton Behrens, alongside me, Dave Clark, as we get ready for the Portland Timbers 2 as they travel up I-5 to take on Tacoma Defiance. It's been a while since Tacoma Defiance has been able to see a home game. The Portland Timbers 2, they're going to have to wait a little while longer. They started the season in March on the road in Phoenix, and now they resume the season here in Tacoma. And Dave, looking at a crystal clear, beautiful Tacoma day, you couldn't ask for a better day to play some soccer.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day for soccer. It's a beautiful day for the Cascadia rivalry here between two organizations that hate each other from the moment they enter the academy until the day they retire. So it's a great day to see that action here on the field at Cheney Stadium.
It's a rivalry that, yes, it trickles down from the top level. It goes down into the USL Championship, down to the U23s, even into the academies. Every single step has a little love-hate relationship with each other because these players, they circle these matches on the calendar every single year, and they are waiting for the day that they can play their rivals. And Dave, let me ask you, this break that we've had away from the sport, finally coming back together here, what should we be expecting going forward today after such a long break?
Well, on the Defiance side, they played on the road, played well on the road against Sacramento Republic, particularly in that second half, getting the 3-3 draw. So they're starting to work their way back in. They were in the comfort of their own beds. Timbers 2, on the other hand, only had one match before the long pause and have yet to play. So this will be their first game. They're on the road against a hated rival. So they're going to have a little bit more rust than Defiance are. Both sides, though, will get up for it. We should expect just a little bit more bite from those center backs and defensive mids than you would for a normal USL Championship match.
And Dave, the last time you were here months ago was that first day where no fans were allowed. So this is going to be the second game that the Defiance have under their belt with no fans in the stands, which many professional athletes would look as for a strange way to be playing a game. But this is going to be the Defiance second game here. Talk about what that first game kind of had with San Diego Loyal in town, no fans in the stands. Did that change the dynamic of how the game was played?
It did change it a little bit. Players don't get up as much after a goal. They don't get down as much for the visiting team in those errors. Talking to Coach Little, he said that, they're familiar with the grass, which has been set. It is the same grass. It looks beautiful today. Cheney Stadium groundskeeper Michael Huey did a wonderful job of it. It looks beautiful out there, so they're comfortable with it. They know this grass. The power of sleeping at home cannot be understated.
And the players are on the field, and it looks like that as we get ready for the moments here to kick off, we're going to take a pause and step aside for the national anthem here at Cheney Stadium. Currently, the players are on the field observing a 15-second moment of silence in honor of the USL uniting against racism. All the players taking a knee on the pitch for this moment of silence. Our moment of silence concludes. Players are on the pitch right now. Dave, looking at both these sides, do you have an away player to watch that you are really looking for today to make an impact on the road?
I'm really intrigued by Carlos Anguiano, the 66 there for Timbers 2. He plays quite well, whether as a defensive midfielder or up in a more attacking role. He's nimble and quick, got a great first step, and can get around players. But Jesse Daly and the youngster Sota Kitahara are going to be challenged trying to control Anguiano today.
And on the home side for the Tacoma Defiance, who are you really looking for to make an impact today?
We're going to focus on Ray Serrano there just because with Ray, he's a bench player. He got the game-tying goal against Sacramento Republic. And Defiance are attacking fast right now. We'll talk more about the bench later.
The Defiance show early, just like they did on Monday night against the Sacramento Republic. They were able to net a first-minute goal. It was Alec Diaz getting in behind quickly. We're underway here from Cheney Stadium, just about a half minute in. Today, the Tacoma Defiance, if they are able to get a win, they're going to be able to jump up the standings a little bit as they have more games under their belt than a lot of the teams in their regionalized group, the USL, as it came back. Separated teams as Portland into the box, left-footed shot, and it's pushed away. Herrera with his first save of the day.
And the referee called a nice advantage there for Timbers 2, and we saw a little bit of that bite that I was talking about between that tackle. Didn't break up the play, which is one of the things Chris Little will not like about that action. If you're going to make a tackle in that spot, you better stop the action.
Timbers 2 wearing the all-white kits. Their first corner of the day. Tacoma Defiance in the black tops, white shorts, and the black socks. The corner kick on the far side here in the second minute. First one of the day. It's floated to the top of the 18 and passed back into the far side. In pursuit, clearing away was Burke. It's out for a Timbers 2 throw. Great Cruyff to be able to pass that ball back. Portland retaining possession. Portland still maintaining the ball. Chips a ball to the top of the box. And now we'll see if Tacoma is able to build out of the back here. Something that they struggled with in the first half against Sacramento was building out of the back. Sacramento, a lot of high pressure coming out of that squad, and they were baiting Tacoma to try and play out of the back, and it led to 2 of their 3 goals.
Yeah, and I think what you see here is Sota Kitahara is sitting deep. It's something that he needs to do. They want him as the deeper of the 2 defensive mids. When they play out of the back, Tacoma needs him to sit deep if they're going to have any sort of success.
Swinging the ball along to the far side. That's Nick Hines over there on the left side wing. Nick Hines, the only change in the starting lineup from Monday night's match against Sacramento. Tacoma patiently playing here. Nick Hines replacing Danny Reynolds, the starting left back Monday night. Danny Reynolds had the assist on the first minute Alec Diaz goal. And a poor touch on the near side wing from Marlon Vargas. Long throw over the top. Chasing down is Calixtro. And the Defiance are going to safely play away, but now Timbers 2 in the attacking area. If you can get a long throw in here, opportunity to use it as a cross. Quickly tossed in. And the switch of play to the far side, just a bit too ambitious in the 4th minute here. No one really grasping a tight hold on possession.
Yeah, Defiance will have the possession number, but it was ineffective, and that's not what you need.
Vargas does a great job to keep the ball in off the deflection.
Jesse Daly with a little clear out. That's one of his favorite things to do.
Something you're going to expect when you see Jesse Daly coming from behind is he's going to come in hard on the challenge. It doesn't matter if you still have possession of the ball or not. And now it's going to give Portland back possession. While it stands through these first 5 minutes, Portland 1 shot on goal. Tacoma is yet to get anything going into their attacking third. Long diagonal ball. See if Tacoma can penetrate, but it's just too long. Unable to keep it in on that far side. In pursuit was Gonzalez.
I like that idea from Sam Rogers. That's one where if the ball just doesn't quite carry, Ezreal Gonzalez is on it and in on goal. So it's a nice attempt, and it's something that I expect to see more from Sam this evening.
I think Sam Rogers is comfortable doing that. He definitely gets the touches in training, and the guys who he's been mentored by, the Chad Marshalls and everything from the first team, they've definitely been open with him to be able to play that ball and be ambitious with it.
Nick Hines using his speed there.
That's Kitahara all the way dropping between the two center backs, and that's really allowing those outside backs to push up. Great long ball over the top, but yet again, just too long. It's a little bit of an adjustment here to get used to the Cheney Stadium dimensions, as it's their first time back in over 100 days. It's going to be Hunter Sulte with the goal kick. He's pushing his team high, as before, where he played short. Sulte in the all-purple. Herrera wearing the mono-orange. Possession bouncing back and forth between these two sides. Now Portland's going to try and contain possession on their back line. Calixtro trying to get in behind the Tacoma defense. Mueller will not allow that to happen. That ball is halfway up the green monster in center field. Both sides thus far looking to attack with the direct through balls. So far, no dice.
Yeah, it's been an up and down match at this point, and I think part of that is both coaches know they have extra subs. With the new 5-sub rule, they'll have 3 opportunities to do so with stoppages in play. And then there will be water breaks today, both in the first and second half, because it is a nice, warm South Sound afternoon.
Portland wants to push their lines high, try and keep Tacoma pinned into the back half.
Notice they're giving space to Sota Kitahara, and to be honest, if I'm Cameron Knowles, I would do the same. He's up playing on an academy contract, the youngest player on the pitch for Tacoma Defiance.
Sam Rogers hitting the ball to the far side of the field. That's Mueller safely pushing it away.
Yeah, I think Nick Hines and Ezreal Gonzalez were on the wrong page there. Hines dropped it to where he expected Gonzalez to make a run, and unfortunately forced Mueller to come over to snuff out the T2 attack.
Burke is able to slide over on the floated ball, head away. This time the long ball gets down on the header, but not able to find the through ball, looking for Clapier. Space in front, far side. That's a great ball from Nick Hines. Chasing it all the way down to the touchline, and it's away for a goal kick.
You'll see with the USL protocol, balls are cleaned as they head out of touch.
Take another look at the replay. That's a great sliding challenge there from Ornstill. Max Ornstill wearing the armband today, and he's just able to do what he does best. Try and keep that goal safe. Try and protect Hunter Solti back there. Great run keeping down that outside midfielder. Hansen, far side, beating one man. Cannot make it two. But Defiance right back to T2. Velasquez chipping the ball to the near side. It's going to go back for Velasquez. A late clearance, had a little bit of pressure behind it. Solti's able to get it away. Turning is Calixtro, laying off behind him. T2 stringing together a good set. Passes here, swinging it one side to the other. Getting into the 18, feet go down, and a free kick earlier. The advantage was called. This one will be taken, and T2 is going to have a great opportunity. Here into the 12th minute, and it looks like Aaron Malloy is going for the ball.
This is an interesting circumstance. Christian Herrera is on loan from Oakland Roots down in the NISA. He's only been with the club for a couple of weeks now, and he's going to be the one responsible for setting that wall and reading this play.
Malloy standing over. Also as Anguiano to the left of it. Malloy drops his hand. He's going to take a shot to the far post. It's just wide. Just about a foot outside that net. That's a great opportunity for T2. Herrera safely, not on his frame, sets up his wall exactly where it needed to be. Run down this near side. Vargas trying to chase down. And that first touch lets it hit the turf, and it's skipping hard. The turf, this first bounce, Defiance is trying to let this ball come down onto that grass, and it's skipping away from them.
It is they watered it down and everything. It's rolling faster than it was expected to by these players. A little dry, a little hard.
Malloy on the near side, the left back, plays a long ball, attacking ball. Rogers lets it go over his head for Herrera.
Herrera is an interesting story. He's been around the USL Championship quite a
Here's a great through ball. Diaz, can he get a touch on it? He does. He's around the keeper. It's a square ball into the net, and Tacoma Defiance with an opening goal. They take the lead in the 14th minute. What a ball, what a run. Tacoma Defiance over their foes from the south. Quick counterattacks, and you saw them on Monday trying to get that counterattack down perfectly, and it's able to strike here early in Tacoma, a 1-0 lead.
On this replay, you'll see the ball falls down to Alec Diaz. He rounds the keeper quite well, and he'll tell you that's a shot. I don't know if it's a cross or a shot, though, but it had just the curve on it, so it was going in whether or not anyone touched it.
Had me fooled off the bat. He had a runner down the far side in Gonzalez. I thought he was squaring that ball across, and it's able to roll in. Well done from the youngster, Alec Diaz.
Alec Diaz is now your Tacoma Defiance 2020 goal-scoring leader, scoring in the past 2 games.
Back-to-back games, and that's what you want out of your strikers. It's Tacoma looking to strike back early. The offside flag is up on the far side of the pitch.
This is a great opportunity for Alec Diaz to get going, to get hot. He'd been the third option and the fourth option most of last season. So this year, right now, coming out of the pandemic, the man is the #1 option at forward, and he's taking advantage.
A fast restart for Alec Diaz, just being able to come back, score back-to-back goals. And so early, you got to expect that he could have another one in him. Here's a through ball, unable to get through. Malloy hits the deck, pushes it away, but now you're seeing a little confidence in the Defiance possession.
Yeah, and that was a similar ball to the one that just beat Malloy for Alec Diaz, this time trying to spring Marlon Vargas. If he keeps going to ground, Defiance might be able to take advantage of him again.
Daly for Burke. Burke trying to get a crossing ball to the far side. If it had the distance, Gonzalez was there, but it's blocked away. Rogers doing a great job. Missed touch. Pushed away from Clépierre. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com.
Everybody taking a few moments to just catch their breath here.
A lot of action from these two holding midfielders, dropping deep here, allowing the defense to play with the ball. Talk about the attacking ability of these defenders, whether it be Rogers or whether it be Burke on this near side, and their ability to push forward.
Well, I think what you're seeing there is the organizational belief in converting midfielders to the back line. Sam Rogers in the academy was a defensive mid, and he's converted to a center back, so he still has the feet of a defensive midfielder. So he wants that vision, and he's looking up to pass into play. And then last year, Anthony Burke converted from a center attacking mid to a right back. And you love to see that just because it means that he has the ball control and vision. And that modern game, as you know, Peyton, the modern game is all about a fullback that can create.
Everyone who can push forward is the best thing that you can have. And Burke does that so well. What you just saw in that combo, too, with Daly dropping all the way back, so much easier when you have a player like that. Coming up that far side, Gonzalez can't find Hines on the through ball. Robles is able to keep it in the attack. Here's Daly, swinging it to the near side, Vargas. Vargas going one-on-one, looking to attack. Hits the right-footed low cross. It's right back to him. He's still inside the area. Deflected away, and he's going to contain possession, Vargas. Miscommunication with Robles. Robles backing up. Vargas is looking for some feet. Breaking out now to the far side. Hansen. A little bit of space, and he's going to swing back. Who has a lot of real estate is Max Ornstill. T2 looking to bounce back after the 14th minute goal from Alec Diaz. And it was early that they had two great through balls that led to shots. Now you're wondering what's going to be the attack for them. Are they going to keep looking direct? Do they have the legs to be able to do that? Herrera splits two defenders and a great turn in the midfield. Vargas unable to get a touch on that. That was a great run, great dribble from Kitahara.
Yeah, and you'll see that Jesse Daly and Kitahara kind of switched who's going to be deeper. They're communicating when that's going to happen. The veteran Daly will have to be the one to make that call with Sam Rogers and Taylor Mueller. Kitahara shouldn't be the one making those decisions as to whether he or Daly are sit deep.
Something you love out of Jesse Daly, being able to control the midfield and give it different types of looks, different dimensions to it. Hines on the throw-in on the far side, looking for options. Finds Mueller. T2 showing a lot of high pressure here along the Defiance back line. They're not going as far back to press Herrera. But that's great shifting out of T2. Daly now in a wide position.
You see his countryman Burke, the right back, is essentially playing as a right wing, as Defiance have 5 up along that back line of Portland.
Could be dangerous with the turnover there. That's a dangerous tackle from Kitahara, and it looks like he's going to get a talking to. The yellow card is out. Kitahara will be booked with the yellow card here in the 21st minute.
Talking to Defiance assistant coach Wade Weber, he'll like that from his defensive midfielder. He wants hard men in defense. That's what Wade was known for, and that's what he likes to see. He might prefer it to be a little bit more careful, to not be a yellow.
Kralicki just coming up short on that challenge. He's the unlucky side of the two. And you have Kitahara right there sliding in like that. It's unfortunate when you get booked this early. He's going to have to play with that now for the rest of the match. Hopefully he's a little more careful, but when you have the 5 subs, you can be able to be a little reliant and have that yellow card under you and not be as worried when you have 5 subs to use.
And USL Championship veteran Colin Fernandez is available on the bench today. He is, again, healthy. He's in that 18. And so the vet that had joined Defiance just this offseason offers Coach Little an opportunity there if he wants to sub off Kitahara.
And the foul's going to be called 30 yards out for T2. Mueller had his arms wrapped around Calixtro. Now you're going to get a great opportunity from T2. They took their last free kick on goal and it missed out. It was Malloy who missed it. From this range, you got to wonder if they're going to shoot or if they're going to set something up. Maybe a couple of quick passes.
And it looks like Malloy, the Irishman, is again on that ball.
So you have 3 bricks in Herrera's wall. You're going to see Malloy over this ball again, the left back. Aaron Malloy with a strike, and it's over the bar.
Defiance will not want to give him many more shots because he's only been about a yard or 2 off on both of these so far. You let somebody dial in range, they're eventually going to put it on target.
So far, a foot off to the right and a foot off over the bar. Soon enough, he's going to miss to the left, and then the next one is in.
I'm a big fan of a fullback that can take a free kick. Vancouver Whitecaps have one of my favorite at that, at Ali Adnan.
Entry pass taken away, and Defiance back on possession. Ball chipped over into space for Hines to chase down.
Nick and Ezreal trying to just ladder that ball up, trying to work 2 players, but T2 getting in the way.
See Nick Hines make great runs, in a baseball field dimension. He's going from the power alley in left center all the way into the shallow infield. Mueller floating to the far side. Has a great run in behind from Hines. Hines, can he find the ball across? It's deflected back to him. Taking a touch into the middle, surrounded by white shirts everywhere. T2 trying to get away from the pressure, trying to get out, and does so sweetly with a square ball outside to Hansen. Now it's up the line on the far side. Hansen and Gerardo were playing a game of their own on the far flank. Going back through the middle now. Turning is Malloy. Calixtro. Quick touch out to the far side for Gerardo. Here comes the cross to the far post. Nobody home. and nobody on the far side. Burke could have taken a touchdown, turned upfield. Lack of communication there from the teammates.
Yeah, it looks like he just got his head on that. That's how that wound up as a Portland throw. But it might have been like 2 hairs.
A little bit of a flick away. It's going to be a talking to as there's a little pushing and shoving between Sam Rogers and Calixtro. It looks like they're changing the call to a Tacoma Defiance free kick. I think Sam Rogers will be pleased with that ruling.
Calixtro wasn't. He gave the little hand wave like, yeah, whatever.
And another whistle as Gonzalez was laid on a challenge. So the rivalry is living up to the whistles. I think our center referee, Dory Monroy, wants to keep this match as clean as possible.
That was a big body training up through the middle there.
No whistle there. Daly going to take back over. And he gets a shoulder to the back from the center back who was caught upfield.
This might be the moment when the center ref pulls both captains in and is like, I'm calling too many fouls here between the two of you in the past minute. What, there's been 4 stoppages in 60 seconds?
Just about 26, 27 minutes in here. Had a handful of whistles. And now you're going to see that same sort of the foul that goes it. That one
could have been called and wasn't. That was just a little bit of retaliation. When the plays aren't getting called, sometimes the players just ratchet it up just a little bit, thinking, what can I get away with?
And Williams Velasquez, the center back there, I think he's caught up a little upfield, and he would like a stop in the play so that there's no counterattack like what Alec Diaz scored on early in the first half. Dave, approaching the 30-minute mark here. What do you like from the Defiance thus far?
I think what you're seeing them convert their possession into attacks more frequently on that right side, leaning on Sam Rogers and Jesse Daly when he comes over. I expect they'll want to continue that.
Far side, Hansen taking a touch, looking up. He plays inward, gets it back on the overlap. His first touch, maybe looking for a pass there. No T2 player was home. Burke for Daly. Through ball won't find Vargas. Instead, it's cut off at the pass by Stanley. Diaz just missing on the sliding challenge. Mueller heads down for Hines. Perhaps Tacoma can build an attack. Robles in behind, flag up on the near side. Tacoma thought they were in behind, off for the races. Gonzalez just a step or two ahead. That's the Portland back line working in unison there.
That was maybe half a stride for Ezreal Gonzalez and his offside there. Timed almost perfectly.
Rather, it looks like there's a foul called at the midway line. Tacoma Defiance.
They'll want that back because that would have been advantage.
It's going to get a free kick here. The near side official had his flag up for offside. Kitahara into the middle for Daly. Great touch and turn working around from Vargas, and now it's up for Burke. Burke looking for help. Chipped over. Burke is going to let it go for the Defiance first corner of the day. Burke will retreat.
Tacoma bringing both center backs forward. Taylor Mueller and Sam Rogers are Giants.
Danny Robles, the lefty, 2 arms in the air. He drops. He plays the ball to the PK spot, headed away by T2. Daly on the first touch, back into the area. Overhead kick from Gonzalez, unsuccessful. Defiance still with possession. Cross, denied from coming in. Here's Daly.
Both Mueller and Rogers have pulled out now. So we're back into a standard run-of-play formation and another foul.
Daly's feet come out from under him, and you're going to see those center backs saunter back up into the 18 for this set piece. Right now, the teams will head over to the sidelines for their hydration break. Don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for your home team's name and then click on the following button to keep up with all the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on the Defiance's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club.
Here's the replay as Jesse Daly tries to work around Anguiano, and Anguiano just sticks a little bit of a foot out. That foul gives us the stoppage for the water break. There'll be hydration breaks in both halves.
If you're just now joining us, Tacoma leading on the 1-0 scoreline. It was a great through ball earlier that Alec Diaz was just able to chase down and get past the goalkeeper for a slotted in goal. Well done. Back-to-back games from Alec Diaz. So you see a couple of fans peeking through the trees on the far side here of Cheney Stadium. No fans allowed into today's match due to the coronavirus pandemic. Teams are taking precaution, safety measures being tested, and closed-door matches are being played here in Cheney Stadium. Dave, looking at the early parts of this first half, I think that one of the big difference from Monday's game that Tacoma played is they conceded a lot of corner kicks, and it was the second corner of the game that Sacramento was able to get their goal on, I believe, in the 8th minute. Now you're seeing that Tacoma Defiance back line, they're not dealing with as many corners. Portland, they've only taken 1 today, and it's been showing well. The defensive line has been playing great in the back.
Yeah, the strong communication, and they brought Taylor Mueller in for that. They wanted a leadership, a steady man on the back line. He is the USL Championships leader in minutes played. The Sammamish and Kirkland area native is now moved to Enumclaw, and he's now just wearing the black and white for Tacoma Defiance.
Free kick on the far side for Defiance. It's Nick Hines and Jesse Daly. Daly to take. It's curling in over the top of Solti's head, and he lets it go by for a goal kick.
Yeah, he was kind of torn there, wondering whether or not he should get a hand on it or not. That's a good ball from Jesse.
It's put into a dangerous area, but a missed opportunity when you're unable to get your teammate with a strike on goal. Here's a long diagonal ball. Calixtro's header. It works its way through, but the offside flag is up as Gerardo went too far, too fast. Hines and Mueller get things started quickly. Long ball up the line, unsuccessful for Gonzalez. Daly scrapping to get possession back. Here's Calixtro. Quick touch. Ball bounces around. Players wanted fouls either side, and it's not going that way. T2 collects. And surely the whistle there as Hines comes in late. Led with the forearm, and it's going to lead to a T2 free kick. So far they've had one from the left side, the top of the 18, and now onto the right side. Malloy is still over the ball.
And yeah, that was hard and through the back. Eventually that level of contact is going to get a call, even in a rivalry match like this.
So here's Malloy. His third free kick of the day was on goal for both of them. This one crossed into the top of the 6. Herrera gets a paw on it, pushes it away. And it's out for a T2 throw. Free kick averted here from Defiance. Malloy with a quick give and go. He's been on the ball a lot today, Aaron Malloy. Try and play up the middle. Burke chases down. Sends the ball up the line. T2 gets possession back.
Tacoma just not able to clear it right there. Several players between Sam Rogers, Anthony Burke, and Jesse Daly all just trying to clear the ball and can't beat the Portland players.
Orange still plays square to the near side for Velasquez. Velasquez ball just a bit too wide on the near side for Aiden Stanley.
And I think what Chris Little will want Tacoma Defiance to do here is just slow things down a little bit, get under the control that they had early in the game.
Hines making a great run. Far side now, trying to beat a man one-on-one. He doesn't, loses his feet, but play on. And he saves himself with a great one-on-one challenge on the far side with Harold Hansen.
Yeah, if you're going to pause to look for that call, you better stop the attacking play when it goes against you.
Got back up quick. Here's Daly on the quick turnover. Daly cutting into the box. Daly carries. And it's out on the touchline for a goal kick.
Danny Robles wondering where the pass was because he was a trailing player and unmarked. I think Jesse just couldn't see through the mess of bodies in between him and the goal.
He gets hit with the pure adrenaline, getting a turnover that deep into the attacking area. One thought on his mind was going straight towards goal. This is Calixtro carrying through the middle. And the foul is called. Calixtro almost evaded 2 Defiance defenders. But it was Kihara who came in late. He is sitting on a yellow card. He just got a light challenge in. And it's enough for Monroy to blow the whistle.
Yeah, and she had 2 opportunities to call it on him in this play. Right about in that action, and then Jesse on Portland's wondered why that wasn't stopped earlier.
Malloy, this sits, he's about 40 yards out, give or take, standing in the shadows of the light towers here at Cheney Stadium. Malloy floats a curler into the back 6. Robles is able to clear away safely. And it looks like Nick Hines is down in the box right now. Had to have been on the free kick. He's holding his head. And that's quickly going to wave on the trainers here at Cheney Stadium.
We see here, it's Christian Herrera's elbow on the clearance that catches Nick Hines in the back of the head.
Little friendly fire, the defender's backpedaling.
Looks like Danny Reynolds is getting loose over on the side just in case he needs to come on. With the potential head injury there, the league and the organization are going to take their time to decide whether or not Nick is able to go.
It's a good sign. Nick Hines is up, walking over to the sideline. Here's that replay one more time. Herrera trying to come out to punch the ball clear. Catches Nick Hines in the back of the head. So you're going to see a drop ball at the halfway line. for T2. They're going to play this ball to the near side wing, Burke. Great triangle passing working there to the near side wing. It's cleared away by Daly for the second corner of the evening here.
And Nick Hines did get waved back on. He's currently in the Defiance 6 and comes out to mark.
Malloy, the righty, on the corner. It's going to be an in-swinger. Sends into the far side. It's headed down. Bounces in front of Herrera, but it's cleared, and it looks like Jesse Daly. Who else with the clearance? Malloy with the heel flick. Here comes the left foot cross that was deflected. Daly again cleaning things up. Still going. Sends the ball over the halfway line. Gonzalez showing pressure on the far side.
If Robles goes forward, Alec Diaz needs to cut off that next man for the pressure to be effective.
You see both of them playing a little flat. Ball swung out to Velasquez on the near side. Robles applying the pressure to Malloy. Here's the far side. Hansen takes a touch. Has a diagonal through ball. Chasing it down is Gerardo. Trying to get past Mueller. Now he's into a double. Ball still staying in play. Gonzalez hits the ground. Far side AR is going to deem that a foul. Flag in the air, and it is called by the center.
Taylor Mueller doing a great job of standing up the attacker, just making certain that there's no way he can get through. Azriel Gonzalez comes in and just gets a little bit of a leg hook.
T2 on the throw on the far side. A pair of West Coast matchups highlight your Sunday schedule as the USL Championship continues its 2020 season. The Donner Pass Derby kicks things off at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 as both Sacramento Republic FC and Reno 1868 FC look to take early control of Group A. An hour later at 10 Eastern on ESPN Deportes, San Diego Loyal SC takes on LA Galaxy 2 in Group B action. Don't miss a single second Sunday on the ESPN family of networks. Foul into the attacking area for Tacoma Defiance. Nick Hines on the ground again. Teams are converging around the war zone over there. Defiance not giving Adore Malloy any sort of space to breathe on the far side.
They're wanting a strict call on that because Hines was off to the races and just gets cleared out when Tacoma has a 2-on-1 if he's not taken down. They're asking for not just a foul. They want to see yellow on that.
When you see a player, a defender like that, leave both of his feet, he doesn't necessarily come in and spikes up, but he's attacking the ball aggressively, leaving both feet in the air, not going for a traditional slide. That's a tough challenge, and Tacoma Defiance, they have every right to be arguing for that.
And during your read for those ESPN games, so that they're on television, you missed a foul earlier that is what sprung Nick Hines, because, of course, there were more fouls in this match.
Can't have a Tacoma Defiance match and a Portland Timbers 2 meeting without a handful of fouls. And there's Ornstill heading over to talk to the official and receiving the yellow. That will please a handful of Defiance players. Jesse Daly will jog over to get the ball for this. This is in the same exact area, Dave, earlier that Defiance had a free kick. Daly put it a little bit too long, but you did note that Solte was in no man's land. He didn't know whether to come out for the ball and catch it or whether to stay back on his line.
Yeah, Jesse put that just outside that upper corner. Solte had to make that last second decision just to put his hands up or not, so he kind of got caught. I think this time Jesse probably tries to go for an assist rather than a shot on goal.
The T2 back line a little bit deeper as they're matching the wall. Vargas is just poking through on this far side. The curler, Mueller was there, didn't get it. Left-footed shot is just wide from Gonzalez. Ball rolls to him at the top of the 18, and he just tried putting that thing towards the net.
Worked a little bit better there. Taylor Mueller had the opportunity to try to flick it on, but didn't get quite the contact that he wanted, and was lucky enough to drop to the top of the box.
Three minutes of stoppage is what is being shown here as we are now into the 45th minute. Tacoma with that 1-0 lead from Alec Diaz's 14th minute goal.
Timbers 2 coach Cameron Knowles is wanting everybody up in high pressure. They don't want to go into the half down a goal.
It's a great tackle to win back possession. It's Hines on the far side. Hines wants to go one-on-one. Sends it across to the far side. Maybe a shot. Thought that ball was going to have a little more curl to it, but it's safely away.
And on those balls, which are kind of where a keeper doesn't know if they're going to go in or not, I'd prefer what Solti's doing, where he's putting his hands up just to make certain that it's not going to curl into his net. That's another one that it's 1 or 2 yards out. You might as well dive to stop it. You're going to have the opportunity to get up and dust yourself off.
You, my friend, are playing it safe than sorry, and I appreciate that.
Well, if you stay flat-footed and it's the one that curls in, that's much worse than diving to the ground.
Sam Rogers comes charging through to wins a header, but he also gets the foul called.
That's just another foul here in this match, which I think our statistician is having trouble keeping up. They're saying that there's only 14, but in the next second or two, it might go to 15, 16, 17.
Oh, we're only into the teens. First half action has been jam-packed. Great entry ball, turning is Calixtro. Taken away, Daly into the middle. Here's T2. Has Hansen outside, doesn't use him. Rogers with the header, trying to clear away. Robles, left foot, gets it out. Diaz was unable to post up Velasquez. That's a great touch on the inside for Calixtro as he set up Gerardo. Gerardo tried finding him back, but the run was stopped.
Christian Herrera with the wise play there, just killing off a little bit of time. If nobody's going to challenge him, eat those seconds. You're up a goal. You don't need to be risky.
T2 in their first game of the year fell 6-1 to Phoenix Rising. Their only goal came in stoppage time of the first half. It was in the 45th minute. And they will end this first half scoreless. Tacoma Defiance lead here at the break 1-0 as they head into intermission. Going into the locker rooms, we saw a big change out of the Defiance in the second half on Monday night. Maybe we'll get a little recharged offensive output when they come back from the locker rooms. We're at halftime right here in Cheney Stadium, and we'll be right back on the ESPN Plus family of networks.
The USL is proud to bring professional soccer back into our communities and across the ESPN family of networks. Follow your local club and don't miss these exciting matches coming up on ESPN2 or ESPN Deportes. Now up for Sandoval, and great save by Sean Melvin, and now a strike in there goes in for a goal. Here's Jackson Conway, first chance, and buried for Atlanta.
Sante going for goal, what a strike! Catching Romero off his line.
One of the key components of USL clubs establishing reserve teams through the USL Academy League is the strategic alignment of long-term player development efforts. As opposed to the scholastic calendar that traditional youth leagues typically follow, and in an effort to further drive vertical integration, the USL Academy League will be the first pre-professional league to align with the American professional soccer calendar. Clubs will begin the year with a month-long preseason in February, followed by a 9-month regular season split into 3 cycles: spring, summer, and fall, concluding with USL Academy League playoffs before an off-season in December and January. Clubs will be able to move players fluidly through programs at select times throughout the year. These transfer windows strategically line the Youth Network, USL Academy Team, and USL Senior Team even further. For more information, visit usl-academy.com.
Food, it brings us together, inspires joy, and gives us life. But we can't forget that during this crisis, over 37 million people don't have access to nutritious food. That's 1 in 12 seniors and 1 in 7 children. In fact, millions of kids aren't able to receive a free or reduced price school lunch right now. The good thing is, we can all help. Learn how you can get involved at feedingamerica.org. When we help each other, we nourish ourselves, our families, and our communities.
Have questions about the coronavirus? I'm here to share some simple steps you can take to help protect yourself and others.
Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Wash your hands often with soap and water for 20+ seconds.
Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue. Clean and disinfect surfaces and objects. Wash hands after touching commonly used items.
Together, we can help slow the spread.
Welcome back here into the foothills of Mount Rainier. We are at Cheney Stadium, where the Tacoma Defiance have a 1-0 lead against Portland Timbers. Parents Dave Clark bringing you all the action as USL Championship makes its way back to the Pacific Northwest after a long hiatus. They took off their last game on March 11th. Dave, looking at this for early first half, it's been a good one for Defiance. You got the goal in the 14th minute, and you're sitting pretty now going forward. What do you take away from this first half?
I think Coach Little's going to be happy with a couple of things. One is possession is turning into attacks. You're always going to love that. And organizationally, whether it's Brian Schmetzer with the Seattle Sounders or Chris Little here with Tacoma Defiance, you want to see the duels number. You always want to check that out. And Defiance are winning 59% of the duels against their rivals. And anytime you're winning the ball that frequently, going into those 50-50 opportunities, it's going to be good for your team. They're turning it into an attack. One thing that he won't also like is just the tackle rate. The team is playing aggressively, whether that's Jesse Daly, Sota Kitahara as the defensive midfielder. They're just winning the ball. They've won 14 tackles, succeeding 71% of the time. It's a strong defensive performance, and they're turning those defensive moments, they're turning them into attacks. Sam Rogers, Taylor Mueller have been looking for those balls deep in order to spring Nick Hines, to spring Alec Diaz.
And I like what you talk about, how aggressive that this team is being, because they are being the aggressors. They're the ones leading the fight, and it doesn't seem like T2 has been able to come back out and have the same hard challenges but win them. There's been a lot of fouls going back and forth, but it's been something that Tacoma has seemingly been in control of for the first half.
Yeah, for the most part. I think what Cameron Knowles is going to look at there for Portland, for the Timbers too, he's going to like that he's gotten waves forward. There's some moments where they have had the bodies, and if Defiance just haven't gotten that foot, usually Jesse Daly right in the way, they would turn those numbers, because there have been some 6v4 there that Timbers 2 have had. And if they can take advantage of those moments, Timbers 2 are going to have better opportunities. And then obviously with so many fouls going either way, and you have a dangerous free kick taker like Malloy, T2 is still in this game as long as it's only 1 goal difference.
And the attacking trio that they have between Claypierre, Gerardo, and Calixtro, they're combining for some good offensive attack, and it's something that the Defiance defense, who have been playing incredible for the first 45 minutes, they're going to have to be able to contain them for another 45.
Yeah, it's all of that pressure, and we shouldn't be surprised if either of the teams decide to put a man in at halftime. Both teams have 5 subs that they can enter. They have the opportunity to do one for free at half, and then obviously when play resumes in the second half, you have the 3 stoppages to enter those 5 subs. By the way, Peyton, just look at that mountain. Isn't that amazing? That's why we live in the Pacific Northwest, because you can look north, south, east, and west and know that those mountain ranges are there, that natural beauty with Mountain Rainier, Tacoma, just right above us, out just south and east of the stadium. Always nice to look up and see the mountain.
It's gorgeous. It's something that, only the Northwest knows what it means when the mountain is out. And today, the mountain is out, and it is showing off beautifully right now. The Defiance, it's showing up well for Mount Rainier, putting on for the state of Washington here as they lead 1-0. And, we have other matches going on around the league that have been taking place this weekend. Let's take a look at some of the key matches from this weekend.
You look at that Indy 11 score, one of the favorites here in the league, up 2-1 over Sporting Kansas City 2. Atlanta United 2 with a big win over their southern rival, or big opportunity with the 2-1 over southern rivals Memphis, and then Pittsburgh for that Pennsylvania rivalry, just dominating Union 2.
And that's a tough one. You see these MLS sides who have the sides in USL, and they're taking players up with them into the bubble. These second teams are having challenges to find. Defiance, they're doing great with it. And as we go towards some standings, we have things grouped off. This is the Group A standings as they sit. Reno 1868 FC, they got that one game under their belt against Tacoma. It was a win. T2, that one game that they played, that was a 6-1 loss on the road. Look at the goal differential there through one game so far. Defiance, they got a great opportunity today to be able to jump ahead in the standings over Reno with a win.
And that's the opportunity there for this younger team. They want to get that win going up against getting that draw on the road for Sacramento. The losses to start the season. So getting a big win over Portland and then the match on Thursday against Reno will become key, because if Defiance get the win, if they hold that score, the 1-0, thanks to Alec Diaz, and then facing Reno, get that opportunity to just surprise and delight the South Sound.
So looking ahead at the second half, Dave, what more can Tacoma do to be able to secure 3 points today against the rival from the South?
I think what they have to understand is they have some great attacking talent on that bench, and I expect Chris Little to use it. Ray Serrano, as we said pregame, can change matches with his technical ability. Chino Perez is the odd forward who is able to play incredible defense and just pester somebody, and he has some great speed. So between Ezreal Gonzalez, Danny Robles, and Marlon Vargas, Alec Diaz, those four know that they're able to get subbed off, and there's some attacking prowess on the bench able to replace them. So look for them to come out aggressive in that first 10 to 12 minutes, because one of them probably knows that they're on a short leash, and that leash, when it gets let loose, Serrano, Baker Whitting, and Perez are going to be able to take the opportunity.
Saw Serrano with the goal on the road on Monday night, and it was a great goal. It got played out to the right side of him. He's able to smash the ball low and on the carpet, getting it back across to that far post. So it's exciting to see what these guys can do off the bench, in the second half. And when you have a big rivalry game, Portland, too, has yet to – this is their restart of the season. Tacoma, I think, is a little grateful to be able to have Monday night under their belt coming into a rivalry game like this.
Yeah, it's important you see just a little bit more finesse and teamwork between Tacoma than you do through Portland, and that's part of it. This isn't a circumstance, as everybody in the United States knows right now, this isn't a circumstance that you can prepare for. These 129 days off aren't something that any squad is ready for. So it's not like the off season to start and then shut down and restart. So a little bit of advantage for Tacoma there. And again, on Sunday, you're going to definitely want to tune into ESPN, the ESPN family of networks, because ESPN2 has Sacramento versus Reno tomorrow. And if you're a Group A fan, as the Portland fans watching today, as the Tacoma fans watching today, watch that ESPN2 match, because Sacramento-Reno is going to have huge implications. Root for the draw, Tacoma fans. Always root for the draw.
It was a great first half here at Cheney Stadium. We got a few more minutes until we get back underway. Look at USL on ESPN for a couple of the next matches.
Yeah, you have that Republic and Reno 1868 match on ESPN2, and then ESPN Deportes later in the evening. San Diego Loyal SC, LA Galaxy 2 over in Group B. San Diego Loyal are looking surprising. They're one of the undefeated squads so far this year. They're entertaining. I enjoy what Landon Donovan's doing with them. They were the match here at Cheney Stadium on March 11th. Really entertaining team, and I think they're going to surprise some people as an expansion side. In a Group B action that has Phoenix Rising and Orange County as the favorites, but right now San Diego's looking like they might be able to nip their way in to that top 2 for the playoffs.
You know, it's always a question mark when you have a rookie coach coming in to an expansion season, being able to figure out what you can do. And so, yeah, they've shown great promise. It's exciting to see what Landon Donovan is going to do for that side in the USL Championship in Group B.
Yeah, and then obviously big stadium news over there in Kentucky. Louisville City FC opens Lim Family Stadium. It was a interesting moment to see it. You know, they had some fans available. It wasn't the opening that anybody wanted. They got the loss, but it's big for the USL Championship to have those stadiums, the soccer-specific stadiums, open in Louisville City.
It was a gorgeous opening for Louisville City FC, and that's going to do it for this halftime here. We'll be back with second half action in just a few moments. We'll step aside from Cheney Stadium. Peyton Barron's, Dave Clark.
When kids may be confused by an invisible villain, there's an elite group helping them understand and be safe. They're fighting what's out there by staying in here. They are the Stay Heroes. Meet the Great Hygiene, expert at washing hands and disinfecting surfaces and objects. Dr. Distancio is a master of physical distancing and virtual playdates. And General Fields uncovers emotions and harnesses positivity. Your kids can become Stay Heroes too. Learn how at stayheroes.org.
Of questions about the coronavirus? I'm here to share some simple steps you can take to help protect yourself and others.
Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Wash your hands often with soap and water for 20+ seconds.
Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue. Clean and disinfect surfaces and objects. Wash hands after touching commonly used items.
Together, we can help slow the spread.
Food, it brings us together, inspires joy, and gives us life. But we can't forget that during this crisis, over 37 million people don't have access to nutritious food. That's 1 in 12 seniors and 1 in 7 children. In fact, millions of kids aren't able to receive a free or reduced price school lunch right now. The good thing is, we can all help. Learn how you can get involved at feedingamerica.org. When we help each other, we nourish ourselves, our families, and our communities.
You're the engine that makes all things go, and you're always in disguise, my hero. I see your light in the dark, smile in my face when we all know it's hard.
Welcome back to Cheney Stadium in Tacoma, Washington, where the Tacoma Defiance lead 1-0 here over Timbers 2. So we are set to go for second half action. It is T2 wearing the all-white kits, going left to right across your screen. The Tacoma Defiance wearing the black tops and the white trunks. They are going right to left. It was a 14th minute goal in the first half scored by Alec Diaz, assisted by Anthony Burke up the left sideline. They were able to get Defiance on the board.
An aggressive posture from Portland Timbers 2 coming out of the halftime break. Cameron Knowles wanting to get live energy fast.
Kitahara, long diagonal ball to the far side. Offside flag is up on Vargas.
Right back, Anthony Burke was up even further than Vargas on that one. He had to run well back.
Here's Rogers in pursuit. Takes a touch. Tries playing up the line. He does keep it in. Great effort. And Burke commits the foul.
That's the 16th foul of the match if you're keeping score at home.
You're going to have Malloy over the top of this free kick. We've seen Malloy have some driven balls. He plays it short. Herrera comes up with a save on the cross. Here's a replay of that last foul.
Yeah, Nancy Burke just keeping his whole body in the way.
Long driven punt out of the foot of Herrera. Gonzalez sitting under it. He lets it bounce once. That might have been a mistake. Should have brought it down out of the air. Daly plays inward. Good combo play going up the line. Burke unable to keep that ball that pops over the top. In play, T2 on the throw. 5 substitutions allowed per team here in the restart of USL, and teams will be using about all 5 of them. Portland carried a short bench. We'll see if they get through all their subs today. The ball floats far, far and away on the far sideline. Rogers with the direct ball, looking for Diaz. Diaz trying to swim move around, but Solte is able to collect.
Diaz tried both shoulders on that run. Couldn't get free on the one side, switched side, and still couldn't get free.
Portland working through the middle with Malloy, who has stepped up and into the middle of the field. We saw him out on the left-hand side a little early in the game. No whistle called as Daly tries shielding the ball away from a pursuing Claypierre. Turnover. Diaz gets upfield immediately. He's in behind the defense. If he can hold up, he's got Gonzalez trailing. He's got Robles in the box. And a great sliding challenge. And Diaz is going to sweep the feet out from the underneath of Velasquez. Velasquez came through on a great slide tackle to win T2 back possession.
Defiance still looking to break every single Portland Timbers line all at once with each touch, each long ball.
Defiance, where you saw earlier in the game, they tried playing a lot of through balls right down the middle. They seem to be floating over to the outsides, and they're trying to play a little combo play to get in behind Tacoma. It's unsuccessful thus far. Vargas has his feet taken out from under him on the far side. Jesse Daly will be on the ball, plays down the line for Burke. Burke is on, in behind one defender, plays it back on the ground. Vargas wasn't able to tee it up. Burke waiting for Gonzalez on the overlap, finds him. Gonzalez cutting into the area, taken away. Burke with a foul on the quick counter. whistle blown, and you're going to wonder if Burke is going to find his way into the books, and yes, he does. Yellow card is out.
That's the second yellow that Tacoma Defiance has earned. Kitahara taking one in the first half. Now Burke with another.
That's a good call from Adore Malloy, where earlier it was a yellow card on the captain, Max Ornstill, when he took out Anthony Burks on a good attack. Burke had a lot of space in front. So keeping it consistent is what a lot of players ask for. Referee seems to be doing a great job today. Ball floated over the top. Left-footed one-time cross. And the shot goes just wide. I don't think the Tacoma defense expected that to be onside. From my vantage point, it seemed like the runner on the far side was clear and on.
He looked on. I was surprised he was able to catch up to it myself. He sent that back in just shy of the touch line. Rogers has to pull out. And Calixto tried to put some body English on that, waving the ball, trying to get that curve after it left his foot with his offhand.
Hats off to Aiden Stanley being able to chase that ball down. Daly on every other touch here for Defiance. If something's coming through the offense, it's coming through Jesse Daly.
Daly had the goal that gave Defiance hope against Sacramento Republic, brought that score back from 3-1 to 3-2. It's just a blast from distance.
What a goal it was. He was ready to go. It's from the top of the 18, just outside of it. Deflection off the keeper. Here's a great build-up. Whistle's going to be called, and that one doesn't go according to script from earlier. That's a soft challenge. I believe it's Calixto on the ground where he was backing down. No, it's not Calixto. Duran Gerardo. It's the one on fouled posting up. So now you're going to get a great opportunity. We talked about it earlier. If you keep giving Malloy these opportunities from just outside the 18, he's going to strike. 4 men in Herrera's wall. The line of confrontation is sitting at the PK spot. And off to the far side, Stanley receiving some attention.
It looked like they're swapping out jerseys, which means he'll have to be waved on at the center referee's discretion.
And a great shot just misses off the free kick. It goes into the outside of the net. Malloy is getting inches and inches away from scoring on these set pieces. Tacoma has to be extremely careful. It was Stanley on the far side who had a kit change. Try and get a number on the kit change if there was one. He is still receiving attention on the far side. Hansen on the throw. Deflected away, it'll be T2 doing it again.
Peyton, also changed his shorts.
It's a full kit change, and he will be wearing the number 73 for the rest of the match. Great ball by Hansen, give and go. Now he's trying to go over Burke. Hansen's header. Bounces into the center of the box, and it's cleared up and away by Sam Rogers.
And we're back to 11v11.
So Aiden Stanley will be wearing 73. There's a throw-in that's touched away. I don't think any referee would debate giving a penalty. They're calling a goal kick here. Duran Gerardo quickly on his feet after going down pretty softly over into the area looking for the penalty. Rogers, lots of space in front. He's going to carry. There's a great through ball on the ground. That's the attacking ability that we were talking about earlier from Rogers. Ball crossed into the box, deflected away. Now T2 going to try and look to break out.
Rogers winning the ball well upfield. You like it when your center back can do that. You have the numbers right now.
There's a soft zone on that far side that the Defiance keep attacking. Taking a touchdown. Unable to beat the defender on the far side is Vargas.
Everybody's moving a little bit slower right now. The heat, the energy of the match, all getting to him.
Here's Burke. Into the middle. Robles. Still looking for space. He gets past two more defenders. The left-footed shot, and it snaps the back of the net. Tacoma Defiance, they double their lead here. Oh, boy, it's a wonder strike. Coming across to the left-hand side, Danny Robles just waiting for his time to shine, and he strikes right when he needs to.
Just dribbling through traffic, realizing that he's not marked, and he decided on that about 3 steps before he shot. He knew what he was going to do. If a T2 player didn't close down on him, he knew that was his opportunity. And with his left foot, putting that into the opposite corner, just perfectly placed for the Burien product.
You could not ask for a better strike. 2-0 here as we approach the 60th minute mark. Defiance have had a stronghold on this game. They've really been rattling Portland defensively. Then they're striking. They're making their offensive attacks count on the offensive end. Mueller pushes the ball away for a T2 throw. If T2 wants to find a time to come back, they're running out of daylight. 30 minutes to play here, plus stoppage time in today's match.
They're trying to push aggressively right after that goal. The good old adage of that 5 minutes just after a goal being the perfect opportunity to strike for either side.
I think at this point, T2 would take any time to try and strike. So whistle's going to be blown, a little extra push. Jesse Daly's going to come in and protect his teammate. Here's a good old-fashioned Defiance T2 scrum. Fans follow the Tacoma Defiance and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. Home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at espnplus.com.
And a yellow card shown. Be a small debate over who the yellow card was shown to.
So in these last 30 minutes, Dave, this is about the time that we're going to see coaches probably start going to their benches. And you're going to assume that Coach Little is going to want to take as much time and use all 5 of the subs as possible with a 2-0 lead.
Center referee had a conversation with the 4th official. They're all discussing the ARs. They're trying to break down which Portland player gets
There's a yellow card being shown. I believe that's Vasquez.
Yeah, that looks like number 97, Velasquez, is the one that gets the card eventually after long discussions and deliberations. Between that, the goal, the upcoming hydration break, we're going to have some extra stoppage time here on ESPN Plus from Cheney Stadium.
And it's something that you've been seeing a lot ever since the restart of all professional soccer. With hydration breaks happening in the bubble and all the injury times, there's been lots and lots of stoppage time soccer being played recently.
I'm all for bonus soccer right now.
Daly looking for Diaz. Miscommunication. Rogers' headed ball was intended for Alec Diaz, but he came back from an offside position.
By the way, that's both of Portland's center backs with yellows right now.
Yeah, I wonder how much more aggressive these guys are going to want to be. Or if you see them going to one of their two defenders that they have listed as subs. Ray Serrano getting ready to check into the game. And he's going to be coming in for Azriel Gonzalez. Gonzalez has put in a great day today.
It looks like we're going to have a double switch.
Also coming on will be number 90, Chino Perez, on the far side.
And that's for Marlon Vargas. So both wings coming off, putting in more energy. It'll be interesting. Perez has been a winger, an attacking midfielder, and a forward. He can play up all everywhere.
Daly plays to the near side. Here's Perez on his first touch. Perez has the overlapping Diaz. Can Diaz get to it? The left-footed chip, back post. Serrano with the header. No, but the shot. Perez, he gets it back. No offside flag on the far side. And the Tacoma Defiance are commanding. Chino Perez spends no time wasted, gets onto the pitch, and he adds on another goal for the Tacoma Defiance. What a day here at Cheney Stadium.
Tacoma Defiance will love this one. The organization once had 12 wins in a row over Portland. They'd lost that. Here's Danny Robles, or Alec Diaz, just keeping it inside. Header, attempted to put on goal, blocked. Perez just drifts into that empty space where Portland sacrifices everything, giving him the opportunity. And Perez with his first Tacoma Defiance goal.
You got to tip your cap to Chris Little being able to make a sub and a goal coming off the end of it. Well done from the Defiance. They are dominating today on the stat sheet with the 3-0 lead.
Cameron Nullside quickly back into the action.
Far side, the left-footed cross. It's tapped by Herrera. He dives on it. He's in pain. Hand might have got hit late coming in. But he does his job. He keeps the ball out of the net, puts his hands, puts his head into a dangerous area.
Every Defiance defender asking for a call on that one. How about Christian Herrera for his second match coming into this level of action in an antipathy? Quick little flick. He's down.
That was Duran Gerardo just late there, trying to follow it in. And, you can't ask a forward to not try and find the ball and score. But you got to understand, as a goalkeeper in Herrera, he did the right thing. He made the great play. And now we will take all the time that we need to be able to wait until Herrera is ready.
And let's see, Tacoma Defiance uses like a leadership squad kind of thing rather than a solo captain. So while Taylor Mueller has the armband on, Sam Rogers and Jesse Daly are the other members of that leadership committee. Taylor coming over to talk to the AR. Sam had talked to the center referee earlier. Now it's Jesse Daly with the center referee. They kind of distribute that.
It's a great quality that your team can have where you have leaders all around the locker room. Good news, Herrera back up. And he sends the ball long and out into deep right field.
USL Championship protocol means that there are a very limited number of people to retain the balls. So that one's going to take quite a journey.
T2 throwing a lot of numbers forward. Alec Diaz is going to have a lot of space up there in the counterattack. But here's Hansen. Sends a strike towards goal. It's deflected, and this is going to be the third corner by my count for T2. Malloy on the near side. He has support short, and we have some substitutions in the offing.
One for each team in this case.
Coming in for the Defiance, you're going to see Colin Fernandez get checked in.
I think they actually showed Portland's numbers first. So,
and for Portland, it will be number 74, Salvador Vilgas checking in. The header off the corners away. Defiance dodge yet another bullet here for the corner kicks.
And now we'll see their substitution from Tacoma coach Chris Little. And it's the one that you called earlier. Colin Fernandez coming off the multi-carry injury report from the last match. And entering for veteran Jesse Daly, leaving Sota Kitahara with the yellow card out there in the midfield.
Are you surprised to see Jesse Daly come off in this type of match with how important he's been to the offense?
I would have kept him in. That's one that I'll talk to Coach Little about here in the future, because when you've got a yellow on one of your defensive mids, he's the one that I'd probably take out first.
Here's a ball over the top looking for Diaz. No, Robles, yes, underneath it. Robles looking to turn in, but he goes back out wide. Far side, it's Serrano. Serrano, simple pass. Playing it back in, Colin Fernandez, his first touch of the match. Robles swinging around. You know, that Jesse Daly sub, it was about the same time on Monday night that Jesse Daly gets subbed out of the Sacramento game. This time in favor of Colin Fernandez. Here's a great ball in behind Diaz. Diaz, one-on-one with the keeper. He can't get it past yet again on the second chance, and it's out for a goal kick. Diaz, unlucky there.
Frustrated with himself at that moment, slams the ball down. Luckily, it was all out of touch. Not delaying a restart on that.
Diaz with a great build-up. He wanted his second goal of the match, 3-0, and you're going to assume that every Defiance player is trying to get their name on a score sheet.
And it looks like this Portland squad is one that will give up goals. 6 to Phoenix Rising. That's not necessarily a surprise. Phoenix puts up goals on anyone. But 3 here to Tacoma Defiance today, and we still have more than 20 minutes of action left.
Here's Serrano. Poor pass into the middle, now going the other way. Serrano is going to come and clean up his own mess.
And kicks it off the Portland player. About as perfectly defended as possible there. Defiance coach Chris Little has one more substitution opportunity left, can put 2 players on during it. Cameron Knowles also has one more sub opportunity left. Can put everyone that remains on his bench on if he'd like. One of those is keeper, so I don't expect it.
It would be strange if he switches keeper, but hey, maybe if we get to 5-0, pull the hockey move. Hines settles. Wheeler retreats, keeps the ball in play, and plays for Herrera.
And with today's heat, with that 3-goal lead, Tacoma can just knock it around in the midfield and be satisfied with that at this point. Make Portland run.
Hines is going to watch that ball go away off the Portland man. He's going to walk over for the throw, and no urgency needed for the Defiance. But you know, when you have young guys on the team who are hungry, I know Ray Serrano, he's going to want to try and get his second goal in 2 match days.
Colin Fernandez with a nice quarantine hairdo. I don't think he got it cut since March 11th.
Somebody get this man a barber. T2 on the throw and on the far side.
I like those long flowing locks.
Whistle blown. This will be taken on the carpet. Free kick coming in. T2 gonna send up as many men as they can. Line of confrontation at the 18. Euler sags back just a few steps. Here comes floated in. Perez is going to head in the air, but it's too long. Herrera can't get to it.
He tried to trick the referees there, but there was no chance of that. The AR was perfectly placed. And Malloy, of course, with another corner.
Malloy likes the set pieces today. He's had a lot of opportunities on him, but T2 has yet to cash in. Is now the time here at the 73rd minute. Will T2 get on the board? Driven corner, backside. Nick Hines' header away. Quickly throwing. Serrano trying to defend. It's deflected away. Fifth corner.
Defiance only have one player out for a counter, Alec Diaz. 2 Portland players on him. Just a lot of bodies in and around the area.
Malloy's right-footed corner to the top 6. Herrera punches away. Perez showing off his speed. Perez still on the ball. Great tackle. The whistle's going to be blown. That was a pretty clean tackle coming down on the counterattack. The yellow card is showing. I am very surprised by that, Dave.
Clavier seemed to get around and win the ball. Let's look at this replay just to see it. There's a lot of heavy contact there. They're side by side.
And there it is. Comes in, he gets that right foot. This is why we don't referee games from the booth.
Center referee definitely had a better angle than we did. Portland's starting to collect yellows, though, and in their defense. Colin Fernandez and Nick Hines trying to decide who gets to take this free kick.
Fernandez, the lefty. It's down on the PK spot. Fernandez is going to try and clean up. One touch played back in, and it's sent away. Throw in coming out to the midway line. The We Are Tacoma team store is open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at Cheney Stadium and will always be open online at wearetacoma.com/team store. That's weartacoma.com/team store. Buy the latest in Defiance scarves and shirts to show your Tacoma pride. And now, Defiantly Tacoma masks at the We Are Tacoma team store. 75th minute, teams head over for the hydration breaks. 3-0 here at Cheney Stadium. We got here from an Alec Diaz goal in the 14th. There's also the Danny Robles 58th minute goal, and Chino Perez, as he steps onto the field about the 61st minute, he scores in the 63rd.
You see some of those Tacoma Defiance scarves and jerseys out there on the hill.
It's a beautiful day to be out of the house and properly social distancing when you are coming in and watching a game from afar.
Yeah, for those, that camera angle makes them look kind of close, but they're basically an entire soccer field away from the outfield wall. Little haze over the mountain there, not quite the view.
Tacoma getting ready to make more changes to their side.
This is their third and final opportunity to make that substitution, so they'll leave one on the bench today. All right.
There's
Actually,
a
it
double
looks like we got a
substitution
double
on the
sub.
way. We'll get Reed Baker Whitting entering the match. We'll see who he will be replacing. Looks like Nick Hines is going to be making his way to the far side.
Yeah, Reed Baker Whitting coming in for Sota Kitahara. And then Nick Hines for Danny Reynolds. That one's like for like. The Kitahara Baker Whitting move is a little bit different in that Baker Whitting's more of an attacking player. But at this point, just keep attacking because you're up 3-0.
Do what you can. Get these guys in the game. Unload your benches.
Danny Reynolds' first touch will be a throw.
Reynolds, he got an assist on Monday night in the first minute. Mueller plays back. Long switch to the near side. 5 substitutions that you get to use in the USL restart. Half of your field players have the ability to be substituted. And with those sort of numbers, you're really seeing a whole new team, different type of chemistry once you get all 5 subs into the game.
Yeah, it can take a little bit to get, and since it requires double substitutions if you're going to get all 5 in, that can really disturb the team chemistry. Alec Diaz forcing pressure on Soltis.
Here's a header that's going to roll all the way back to Christian Herrera.
And he will wait patiently, counting those seconds down. And now he picks it up.
Herrera's looking for his first clean sheet with Tacoma Defiance. His defenders want to help him pick that up. His first match was on Monday, the 3-3 draw against Sacramento Republic.
And another foul.
Late whistle being blown, the advantage being played. Defiance are going to get a free kick in the neutral third of the field. Here's Baker Whitting dropping back. T2 throwing a little more pressure higher. You got a couple of guys pushing that back line. Is it all too late? Just over 10 minutes plus stoppage time. And yet another whistle is going to be blown just about in the same area. Ray Serrano was pulled down. Both Robles and Fernandez wanted to get play going rather quickly.
And a fast restart to head backwards, which I'm not a fan of.
Reed Baker Whitting pulls down the man in transition. Earlier in the game, that's a yellow card there. We're going to see the free kick. It's in a dangerous area for Malloy where he has a lot of space where he's going to be able to set this ball over the wall. And there's the yellow card shown for Reed Baker Whitting.
If you're keeping track at home, that's the 8th yellow of the match between the two sides, 4 for each.
We told you that this was a rivalry coming into it. Here it is one more time, pulling down on the quick counter. And it's the smart move. If you have the yellow to use, go ahead and use it in a situation like that. T2 had some numbers going forward. Now Malloy. You wonder if he's got enough power to be able to strike this.
Portland made a substitution there during the stoppage. It was their final substitution of the match.
Before we get restarted, a quick conversation because there's a battle, pushing, shoving going on in the wall, at the top of the 18. Here's Malloy. He's going to send in a curler. Herrera's out. Great punch away. He comes down quickly back up. And T2, not a second opportunity just yet. All the way back to the midway line for Hansen.
Defiance finding the empty space. And Portland throwing it in as rapidly as they can.
Pushing and shoving going on for Mueller. Herrera's down in the 18. That's Mueller and Calixtro. I don't think they're talking about where they want to go out to dinner after this match tonight.
I didn't see what happened there with Herrera off the ball.
Herrera came out on that last free kick. I wonder if, it's the late taking of the challenge as he punched the ball away.
And we had kind of two off-ball incidents there that caused the stoppage.
Trainer comes on the field. You mentioned it earlier. There will be a decent amount of stoppage time in today's match. Don't know if it's enough for Portland to net 3 goals, but I'm not going to say it's impossible.
Well, they say you got to score 1 in order to score 3. So that's going to be their goal right now. Their focus has to be on getting that next opportunity. Get 1 in, then you get 2 in. Kind of like Defiance clawed their way back against Sacramento Republic. And Christian Herrera is back up.
Hansen on the restart.
A little bit of soccer tennis going on between the two teams there.
Here's Perez inside for Robles. Can Serrano make a turn? He takes possession and hits a beautiful through ball, getting in behind the defense. There's the first time cross. Back 6, no one home. Hansen heads away. And a whistle called as Danny Reynolds was standing over the ball.
Yeah, I think that call is going to be on Danny Robles, just blocking the path of the Portland player. It's a legitimate call, but it's also the foul you want as a coach because it stops that quick counter and deep in their own territory so they can't threaten.
Defiance taking their time on the restart here in the 84th minute. Herrera ready to send this ball away. Perez is going to be the target. The fresh legs off the bench with a goal under his belt. Serrano tucked in, deep into the middle. He's the outside winger. Defiance play over the far side. T2 has a man down, left behind the play. Perez into the box at the PK, tries taking it on the volley and misses out. It's Ferguson, Mitchell Ferguson, one of the substitutes who was left down behind the play. Defiance have a corner.
And they're not as greedy as they were. Only Taylor Mueller coming up. Sam Rogers stays back. Only putting 2 into the box. Alec Diaz right at the top of the 18.
You have Reynolds on the corner kick. The lefty sends it in. Punched away. T2 clears away. In pursuit, chasing down. Field just not wide enough for Claypierre.
Portland Tacoma trying to swing it out to get themselves space.
It's a good challenge, won by Burke to keep possession. Reynolds turns upfield for Perez. Inside, now it's with Perez, earlier with Alec Diaz. Foot battle on the ground. A lot of heavy challenges going into the neutral third right now. Fernandez can't win possession. It goes the other way. Running out of gas on the near side, Harold Hansen. He's unable to chase that ball down. I think earlier in the first half, he's able to get there, but the fatigue is setting in the 87th minute. pinging back and forth. Here's Perez now. Diaz in through. He's
Well
offside. A pair of West Coast matchups highlight your Sunday schedule as the USL Championship continues its 2020 season. The Donner Pass Derby kicks things off at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 as both Sacramento FC, Republic FC, and Reno 1868 FC look to take early control of Group A. An hour later at 10 Eastern on ESPN Deportes, San Diego Loyal SC takes on LA Galaxy 2 in Group B action. Don't miss a single second Sunday on the ESPN family of networks.
And Tacoma fans, you'll definitely want to watch that ESPN2 match. That result impacts the Group A standings quite a bit, particularly now that it looks likely that Tacoma Defiance takes over the top of the group.
When you have Tacoma, it has more games under their belt than these other teams. You know, you're fighting to stay on top of the standings. You get on top of the standings today with this 3-0 win against Portland. It's going to be quite the magnifying glass over the rest of the group as we move forward to the playoffs. Serrano dancing on the ball. Fernandez, touch inside. Lots of cries for a handball. Here's a 3-on-3. Long strike from distance. It's deflected away for a corner kick. Great quick turn counter for Portland, trying to be able to get something on the board, something to drive back down the I-5 with. Quick replay. Just a quick shot. Here's the corner taken in. Deflected across to the far side. It's going to be away for Portland throw in.
Portland's bringing all but one body forward. Now they're starting to readjust. They really wanted to get that goal on that set piece, that corner opportunity.
Anguiano finds his man, and it's away for a corner. So you'll see T2 load up that box yet again.
Hey, it's Malloy.
Who else but Aaron Malloy? The near side corner. Drops his hand. He's in the shadows. Sends it into the sun. The volley. Not there. Still bouncing around. And Tacoma cleans. It's going to the corner. Diaz one-on-one with Hansen. He makes a move past Hansen. He's got support on the back post. Diaz slots it across the ground. Bounces. Defiance won a handball. Hansen's going to carry this ball out as far as he can. Serrano pokes it away. Whistle was blown. You had Alec Diaz on the ground. Serrano and Hansen were over the top. They're going to call Hansen with a foul, and it's going to be a Defiance free kick. The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL as a shot rolls into the hands of Herrera. Excuse me. It allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top talent, top local youth talent. Following the success of the First Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. As we enter into stoppage time here, 4 minutes will be added on. Dave, I thought a little bit more 4 minutes were taken away, but from this match. But I think Defiance is going to be happy with just 4 minutes left to hold on to this clean sheet.
In some ways, Portland Timbers, too, might be happy, too. They don't necessarily want to play 7 more minutes in this heat.
Looking for support, trying to take it himself is Calixtro.
Also, if you're watching from outside of the Pacific Northwest, yes, low 80s is heat for us.
Here's Calixtro in behind yet again. One-on-one with Rogers. Back to the goal. Drops it off looking for support. And a foul's going to be called outside the box. Here's Malloy on yet again another attempt. You got to think he's going to put this one on goal. He's from the corner of the 18. He's a righty. He's going to look to try and curl this.
Calixtro and Rogers got tangled up there. Rogers with a hard tackle after the foul. It's a small wall. Ray Serrano, Danny Robles. Reed Baker Whitting, the youngest of those, being the tallest.
Here's Malloy on the run up the strike, and it's over. Very similar to his strike in the first half that just missed over the top of the crossbar.
Get it here at a different angle. Malloy just hasn't gotten dialed in with the number of opportunities he's had. I don't know if the wind is impacting him or he's just not adjusting properly.
I don't know if I've ever seen a player with as many set-piece opportunities as we have with Aaron Malloy today. Burke's header for Serrano into space. Serrano trying to get past two defenders. Plays inside for Robles. Defiance want to add one more onto today's totals. A diagonal ball intended for Perez is stopped in its tracks. Hansen trying to get past the backtracking Perez. Goes for the nutmeg, but not there. Hansen puts a shoulder into Perez. Play on. Here's Hansen's cross. It's a good one. Top of the six. You can't ask for a much better location than that, but nobody was home on the backside. Diaz takes down the touch. Beautifully set up for him.
Timbers, too, come out of that action able to threaten. And Ray Serrano just blast that clear, get the lines reset.
Here's a quick throw. Clickstro trying to get past Rogers. Herrera out and on this ball. Herrera's played a great game today. We're in the dying embers of it. Intended for Serrano. Takes it down with a thigh, and it's off of Ray Serrano. And there it is, the final whistle here at Cheney Stadium. Tacoma Defiance 3, Portland Timbers 0, coming away with 3 points. And for back-to-back games, the Tacoma Defiance are able to put together 3-goal performances. It's a great win over a rivalry here in the Pacific Northwest, the Cascadia rivalry. Dave, what a win for Tacoma.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night for the Tacoma players. They're going to enjoy this drive north of I-5 up to their homes. Alec Diaz with that first goal. That's 2 game matches in a row where he's scored. Danny Robles, wonderful moment from him. And the icing there, Chino Perez with another goal. It's a complete performance. And you notice the goalkeeper, Christian Herrera, meeting up with some friends from the Timbers too. He has his first clean sheet.
And a great defensive performance. It's not just Christian Herrera, who, yes, he gets his first clean sheet in his second match here for the Defiance. A 3-3 draw on Monday. You come back, you get a 3-0 win, and the defense is really what changed it. They were able to make their changes throughout the week, come out here and put up a great performance, and it was read by Taylor Mueller and Sam Rogers.
Yeah, it's strong. It's leading into a Thursday night match against Reno 1868, who will be on one less day of rest as they're playing on ESPN2 on Sunday. So they're going to be on short rest here for an away match at Cheney Stadium on ESPN Plus, a 7 p.m. game. And Tacoma Defiance have the momentum and the knowledge that if they hold off Reno, good things are headed their way.
The Tacoma Defiance go to the far side as far as they can and give a salute to the fans who are on the far side, known as Tightwad Hill behind the scoreboard. And they're giving them the applause. The fans loved every minute of this 3-0 win for the Tacoma Defiance, and what a win it was. They were able to just put together the offense, the defense, everything came together, and there were some really special players. I think everybody in the starting 11 just had a fantastic match. Jesse Daly, who gets subbed off in the 70th minute, was one of the most electric players on the field out there, and they bring in some other personnel, try and get a little deeper. I thought Jesse Daly was phenomenal today.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to be satisfied with what they came away with today. Strong performances, and it's going to build well 1 or 2 players, it looks like, will get to run to get in some fitness here at the end of the match. But the rest of them are going to head to that locker room, getting ready to head home, go through the protocol, and get ready for their next game.
What a match it was for the Tacoma Defiance, being able to get their first home win of the season, dropping 2 home matches before the break in play. You come back here, you open the restart on the road, get your first win at home here against the Portland Timbers, a rivalry game that means so much to these guys. It's a huge performance for the Tacoma Defiance. The Portland Timbers, too, will drive home unsatisfied on the road with a 3-0 loss. It's been a beautiful day here at Cheney Stadium. For Dave Clark, I'm Peyton Behrens. Thank you so much for tuning in to this broadcast of the USL Championship on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.